Hi, my name is Soline and I am a TCK. I was lucky to have been brought up in a multicultural environment. My mother is of Chinese origin, but she was born and raised in Vietnam before moving to Europe. And my father was born and raised in France, but his father was Russian. And so I have Austrian-Russian roots. I myself was born and raised in France, hence the accent. But I did my university years between France and the UK, and I was lucky enough to have lived abroad as well, specifically worked in India, which was a very transformative year for me. I think being a TCK brings a lot of contradiction within oneself. I think the most difficult part of being from a place or holding a certain nationality, but then having had the opportunity to grow up in different culture, essentially creates dual identities or triple identities or even more. And so you assimilate yourself with the culture that you're in, that you grew up, and that's not necessarily the culture of your parents, or vice versa. The fact that you have foreign parents gives you exoticism that does not necessarily make you fully from one place. And so it brings its advantages. I think when you have a diverse background, you're much more open to the world. But I think it also creates its challenges in that you're not necessarily fully accepted from the outskirts because you look different, or you think different, or you speak different, or you eat different. There's also another kind of challenge, which is as a TCK you can feel at home anywhere and everywhere. And so home, or your parents' home, the nationality that you hold, is not necessarily home anymore, if it makes sense. And so you can feel very much at home in a place where you don't hold a nationality. You have this capacity to adapt very well to any type of environment, with the environments that ought to be your natural one. And so I think it creates sometimes a little bit of a distortion, which makes life interesting, and at the same time slightly strange. I think when you're a TCK, some people may think of you or have a specific opinion of you which may not necessarily be reflective of your personality. They see you as a foreigner or as this weird person who doesn't fit the regular norms. I think some people may think of some TCKs as slightly braggish. It has never really happened to me personally, and I think I've always felt very much, I wouldn't say accepted, but still I've always managed to find the right people in every single environment that made it easy for me to adapt because we had the same mentality. But I think TCKs sometimes come across as very opinionated. We are, I think, very open-minded individuals because of the exposure that we've had, and because we're never born and raised in a single type of environment, and so we're very much in touch with the diversity of opinions and the diversity of behaviors that exist and can coexist. But by being, I think, so open, we become very opinionated in the fact that this openness should actually be the norm. And I think sometimes we can come across as slightly judgmental because we may have little patience with people who don't see this openness as a an asset and may find or may be slightly insecure by the fact that we're so accepting of everything and anything, which for them looks again very foreign. So I think TCKs are certainly stand apart from other types of groups, and that's why I think it's very easy for us to connect straight away with another TCK, but maybe it could be slightly harder to connect with someone from our nationality who has not gone past the same experience of living abroad.